Detective, just a reminder, you're under oath still?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you ready?
Thank you. Detective Masterson, I believe we left off, we talked about the statute with the broken arm, correct?
Yes.
And now I have another series of photographs, A through D. Would this be marked people's next in order?
Good. 83, I believe.
83, thank you. Here at page 83. See that there?
Yes.
Is that the back of the statue next to a wooden fence?
Yes.
And looking at photograph B, is that also another photograph of the back of the statue and that wooden fence?
Yes.
And there appears to be like a photo ID number 10 over there.
Yes.
Is that actually on a chain link fence?
Yes.
Looking at photograph C, does that show photo ID number 10, the wood fence and where the chain link fence begins?
Yes.
Okay. And did you direct someone to swap that particular location?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
I believe that the defendant made entrance and climbed over that fence, and so I wanted to swab it for DNA.
So you thought maybe someone touched it with their hand when they jumped over?
Correct, climbed over, yes.
Well, what if they were wearing gloves, in your experience, would that lead DNA?
Objection, relevance, foundation.
You know, it's probably, it's less likely, but there's a possibility from handling the gloves there could be touched DNA.
Looking at photograph D, is this a picture of the swab for that part of the chain link fence?
Yes.
Now, when I get to the next photograph, now you mentioned that the log, there were 2 logs started for that particular location, is that correct?
Yes.
And we discussed one log that started at about 5 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Is that the interior crime scene log?
That's there's an exterior and an interior crime scene log, 2 logs.
So is that for the interior log?
Yes.
Okay, and then is there a perimeter exterior crime scene log?
Yes.
Okay, and is that one started at 1:25 in the morning?
Yeah, 1:25, 1:27 a.m., yes.
Okay. And so why do they have different times? The exterior logs at 1:25 and the interior ones at 5 a.m.?
Objection, relevance.
So the exterior log basically covers, in this case, the outside of the house. And that log was started earlier at 1:27. Once it was determined that this was a homicide scene, they started the exterior log at 1:27, I believe it was, with the first units that arrived to the 911 call.
Objection, foundation.
In terms of the first units arriving?
In terms of why they were creating this log, he wasn't there until 5.
What are you? Well, get into that. Find out.
Well, are you familiar with these crime scene logs?
Yes, I am.
How often do you use these crime scene logs?
At every crime scene.
Okay. Go ahead. So why are these crime scene logs created this way?
Okay, and then we have what we refer to as the interior crime scene, and that's going to be even more restrictive. We're not going to just let officers go through. We want to keep it as pristine as possible. So they started an interior crime scene log at about 0500, corresponding to about the same time that I arrived.
And prior to 0500, is it your understanding the officers don't know exactly what has occurred yet?
Exactly. They don't know if this is going to be a homicide scene. The victim is transported, so everything's kind of in limbo for a little bit.
And you said you start having photographs taken of various items that you think they may or may not be relevant to the particular case.
Correct.
Now, I have another series of photographs showing an iron cast pan. This you mark people's next in order.
84.
84, photograph A and B. Can you tell us what is shown here on 84A?
Yes, just to the right of the photo ID placard number 11, there is a black, I believe it's a cast iron skillet or pan.
Let me show you a photograph B of this exhibit. Is that a close-up of that?
Yes, it is.
All right, and going back to A, and that has a property item number 31.
Yes,
And is that the item number? Was that item booked as item 31?
yes.
And so this cast iron skillet pan, do you know where it was found?
Yes, I do.
Where was that?
Objection relevance, that's this piece of evidence.
I'm sorry, relevance?
That's this piece of evidence.
Okay.
Well, that's my point. I want to know where it was found and the reason why they photographed.
Okay, go ahead.
So why was this photographed?
So it was located at the next door neighbor's house. The owner of the property pointed it out to me
Objection
specifically.
hearsay.
Overruled because he undertook some action in terms of securing that. Once he pointed it out to you, I take it you then took it into your possession?
Yes.
Okay, overruled.
So what did he say to you that made you want to take that cast iron skillet into your possession?
Objection hearsay.
Overruled.
He said it wasn't his. He didn't know where that came from.
And so then you decided based on that, you just to be safe, you'll collect it.
Correct. It'd be easier to take it and not need it, and then later on find out that it played a role in the investigation, and I didn't have it.
Looking at your photograph showing what appears to be French doors from the interior, may this be marked people's number 85?
Yes.
And there you heard this detective say he's been looking at all the evidence, collecting it. I'd rather take it and not need it. So they're looking at everything and how they determine this defendant, the state says, is the one that threw her over the balcony. We're going to hit the pause button. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get you more testimony here on Court TV Live.
I've worked hard all my life. I've gone from being a local reporter to becoming a law student to then even going on to teach other lawyers, all before I came to Court TV. As a journalist, lawyer, and teacher, I learned the secret to success is speaking in your authentic voice. And I bring that lesson to my show, Opening Statements, every morning on Court TV.
Opening Statements with Julie Grant. Weekday mornings at 8, 7 Central, only on Court TV.
Before we take you back into court, still with us, attorney Bob Mata. Bob, tell me this. Why do you think the state is choosing to recall this witness, this detective, the crime scene he's describing with the fence, the black cast iron skillet, and there were a couple of pictures of those introduced and admitted into evidence?
I think probably because they had, it was merely an issue of things getting into evidence. In terms of timing, because anytime you're going to have to lay foundation in order to get things like photographs and other things like that into evidence, you can't really discuss it until it's in evidence. So I have a feeling that it was probably just kind of a witness list type of issue, because in terms of like kind of the content, it seems like he could have brought it up before, right?
Right. I would agree with you. I think that's exactly the reason. And this is a trial. It's been a little unusual, but this judge has been quick. If somebody needs to get in as a witness or in the alternative has to get off the stand, he has moved them around and said, okay, recall that witness later. Let's finish this witness, get this witness on, making the most of the time allotted for this trial. Quite frankly, those are all the management issues a judge has to do during the course of a trial. Let's get back into that courtroom. A reminder, on the stand is the recalled witness, retired Detective Scott Masterson, who is presenting crime scene photos.
So this is in the interior of the residence, the French doors that open up into the living room. And you can see the bottom of the door on the left from this perspective. The bottom of the door and window glass has been broken out.
Okay. Do you know why in some photographs it appears like it hasn't been broken out, and on this one it appears broken out?
I don't. I couldn't tell you why.
You don't know if someone moved it in a certain way?
Possibly it was moved and the glass continued to fall. The pieces fell off of it because it was broken.
I have another series of two photographs showing close-ups of photo ID numbers 12 and 14. They just marked as People's 86.
Yes.
Looking at People's 86. Is that a close-up of photo ID numbers 12 and 14?
Yes.
And looking at photograph B, is that a close-up of photo ID 12 on the French doors?
Yes.
And what did you see there that day as far as photo ID number 12?
There's a red stain on the wood, the white painted wood.
Objection, false or speculation?
He said it's a red stain. How's that speculation?
That it's a stain. How does he know it's a stain?
Well, we want him to call it a mark, a smudge. He's got to characterize it somehow. All right, overruled.
What did it appear to you? Well, you've seen blood before at different locations.
Yes.
Would you say when investigating hundreds of homicides, you've seen blood at crime scenes?
Yes.
And what did this appear to you to be, photo ID number 12?
To me, it looked like dried blood.
And did you have a criminalist swab it?
Yes.
And was this, did you see him? Did you see that criminalist swab it?
Yes, I did.
And did you have that criminalist identify that item as property item number 2?
Item 12, photo item 12.
No, the photo ID number 12.
Yes.
But what's the property ID?
Oh, the property, I'm sorry, the property
Property
number 2.
Just to go back to 86B, can you describe for the jury what you observed as far as how that what appeared to you to be a bloodstain was swabbed?
How the criminalist swabbed it?
Yes.
They use the same type of method where they have a cotton swab, but when it's a dried stain, they will use some purified water to moisten the tip and then rub it onto the stain and thereby collect a portion of the stain. And then they'll package it and it'll be booked and processed.
And is that what your objection?
Hold on, there's an objection, yes.
Hearsay foundation.
Okay, but how do you know that that's what they did, sir?
I was there and I watched them do it.
Okay, overruled.
Thank you. Looking at people, another series of photographs, 3 photographs of A through C, they just be marked as people's number
87.
87. Looking here at 87, does this show the French doors and part of the living room with a placard over to the left?
Yes.
Looking at 87B, does that show photo ID placard number 13 on the living room floor,
Yes.
close to the French doors?
Yes.
Looking at photograph C, is that a close-up of what you were trying to identify in photo ID 13?
Yes, just right in front of the placard.
And why did you have them take a photograph of this location?
This was, again, another red stain that was on the floor that I wanted to document.
And did you have criminalists swab this particular stain?
Yes.
And did they do it in the same way you described them doing photo ID number 12?
Yes, the exact same process.
And was this booked into evidence as property item number 3 for this case?
Yes, it was.
I have a document with 2 photographs from A and B. May this remark people's next in order, 88.
89, 88, that's right. Stand corrected.
Looking at 88A, does that show the French doors from the interior side of the living room?
Yes, it does.
And does it show the general location of photo ID placard number 14.
Yes, it does.
Looking at 88B, can you tell us, this appears to be a
Thanks to Bob Mata for joining me this hour. We've moved things around a little bit to bring you all as much trial as possible, which means Michael Ayala clearly didn't join me last hour, but good news. He is joining me right now as we listen to more testimony in the Hollywood-obsessed murder trial. Stay with us here on Court TV Live.
As you both were driving out of the garage, what happened?
We were blocked in by several cars, and I wasn't really sure what was happening. I think they were normal-looking cars, and then I think a police car showed up at some point, and then they started telling him to get out of the car.
Did they tell both of you to get out of the car?
They asked him to get out first.
Did you see any guns drawn?
I don't recall.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala.
And I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott. Testimony resumed in the Hollywood obsession murder trial today. Gareth Pursehouse is accused of killing well-known marriage and sex therapist Amie Harwick.
Now, she and Pursehouse had once dated but broke up 8 years before her death. Prosecutors claim Pursehouse never got over the breakup and was obsessed with Harwick.
8 years. That's a long time for him to show up down the road, right?
I agree. And then just the whole drama when he did run into her at that adult business award, adult ceremony.
Awards, yeah.
He's got some issues.
Yeah, this is something else for sure. All right, court is still in session at this hour, and on the stand, a recalled witness, the retired detective Scott Masterson.
Now, he's testifying about the crime scene, showing photos and stuff. So let's get back into the courtroom for more testimony.
Yes, again, this is a red stain on the door just to the right of the photo ID number 14.
And did you have a criminalist swab this particular stain?
Yes, I did.
And why did you ask him to swab this stain?
Again, I believed it was possible blood.
And did they swab it in the same way you described that they swabbed the stain from photo ID number 12?
Yes.
Same exact way?
Same exact way.
And was this swab for this particular case is item number 4?
Yes.
Another series of photographs showing what appears to be a blue room with closets and a carpet. May this be marked as people's next in order. It's photographs A through D.
89, A through D.
Thank you. Looking at 89A, can you tell us what it's showing here?
This is a upstairs room of the residence. I think technically it was a bedroom, but there wasn't a bed. It was a large screen TV and a couch. So I kind of was calling it a TV room.
Okay. And can you describe what's over here, a little bit to the left, top center of this photograph? I'm pointing it with my finger. There appears to be a door in front of it.
Yeah, I believe that's a closet.
How about to the left of that, there appears to be some kind of other door. Maybe there are 2 doors, one on top of the other.
Yes.
Can you describe what that is?
That was, I would refer to it as a built-in cabin that had like accordion doors up on top and below, and that's the wall where the TV was.
And do you see what's shown towards the bottom of this photograph? Appears to be a black?
Yes.
Some type of clothing?
Yes, there's a black leather jacket.
Looking at photograph B of this exhibit, does that show a different angle of that particular jacket?
Yes, that would be the perspective of looking into that room. And you can see the closet door on the right, and then those accordion doors on the cabinet. And then the very back of the photograph is a wall of windows that overlook the front of the house.
And how are these photo ID placards being placed? Are you placing them, or is someone else placing them at your direction?
The criminalist is placing them at my direction. It's a team effort. We're trying to do it methodically and not skip over things.
Looking at photograph C, is this a close-up of that jacket?
Yes.
And looking at photograph D, is that a photograph of the jacket taken at a different location now, the jacket being shown, like the front of the jacket?
Yes.
And was this jacket booked in, for this case as property item number 32?
Yes, it was.
In that same room, did you find some jewelry on the floor?
Yes.
Now I have a series of, my next exhibit is a series of photographs A through D. May this be my people's next in order, number 90.
Yes.
Looking at 90, can you tell us what is shown there?
Yes, this is a piece of jewelry that was made of beads and a cross, and it was broken and on the floor in that blue room.
Looking at photograph B, is this a photograph showing the general location of that cross with rosary within that blue room?
Yes.
Looking at photograph C, does this show a close-up of the cross with some of the beads that are attached to the cross?
Yes, and some of the beads that are attached to the necklace, and then there's some loose beads as well.
And looking at photograph D, is this a photograph taken at a different location of photo ID number 16, that cross and beads?
Yes.
And was this cross and beads booked into evidence as property item number 33?
Yes, it was.
For this particular case?
Yes.
I have photographs A through D for what appears to be photo ID number 17. May this be marked as People's 91?
Yes.
Looking at People's 91, can you tell us what is shown there?
So this is a photograph that's taken at the top of the stairs. There's a landing, and straight ahead is the room that we were just discussing, the blue room, TV room, and to the left is a doorway that would enter into a bathroom.
Looking at photograph B, can you tell us what is shown here?
This is again the landing at the top of the stairs. The blue room is to the right, the bathroom to the left, and the photo ID number 17 in the background.
And photograph C, is this a close-up of the placard for photo ID number 17?
Yes.
And why did you have them place a placard here?
A couple of things that are in this photograph. Number one, you can see the broken beads from the necklace that have kind of continued from that blue room out onto the landing. And then also you can see in this picture some kind of substance residue on the floor.
And could you smell or detect what that substance may have been?
Yes.
Objection, foundation, speculation.
Well, again, he said what it might have been. He didn't say conclusively. You can't conclusively state what it was, can you?
When this photograph was taken?
Yes.
No, but I had a pretty good idea.
Okay, so you believe it to be something?
Yes.
Okay, I'll allow it as such.
Okay. What did you believe it was?
I believed it was urine, based on the smell.
And can you describe the dimensions of this stain of what you believe was urine?
I would say it was, if I were to draw a circle around the area, it would probably be about a 3-foot diameter.
Did you have them swab this particular location?
Yes.
And was that swab booked into evidence also?
Yes.
I don't believe I have a picture of the swab, but is this a close-up of photo ID number 17 on D?
Yes, it is.
But you did have it swabbed?
Yes.
And the swab was booked into evidence?
Yes.
Was something found on the balcony of the bedroom on the third floor?
Yes.
I have a series of photographs showing photo ID number 18 with this remark.
92.
92, thank you.
What do you got, A through what?
A through C. Can you tell us what is shown there?
So this is on the balcony that is located off of the main bedroom on the 3rd level. And there was a syringe on the balcony floor.
Looking at photograph B, is this a photograph of that syringe, photo ID number 18, from a view of looking from within the bedroom, looking out towards the balcony?
Yes.
And about how much time, do you know around what time this photograph is being taken?
I don't know exactly what time it was. It was quite a bit after the 5 a.m. of my arrival.
Because it appears to be, well, at least there's daylight on this photograph.
Yes.
Is this all, are all these photographs being taken on February 15, 2020?
Yes.
And is this photograph C of this exhibit, is that a close-up of the syringe as where it was found?
Yes.
And was this booked into evidence as property item number 21 for this case?
Yes.
Do you have a property report with you?
I do.
The swab of the urine, was that booked as property item number 34 and described as a swab used to collect unknown stain hallway floor, 4ID17?
Objection foundation.
What's the, I don't understand the foundation part.
Booked. Who booked it?
No, I say, was it booked?
Was it booked? That was a question.
As item 34.
Was it booked as 34? How do you know it was booked that way, sir?
Yeah, I reviewed the property report.
Okay.
Looking at another series of photographs. It's 2 photographs. So this remarks people's action order, 93, A and B.
93.
Looking at 93, A, does that show the French doors from that 3rd floor bedroom leading into that you would have to use to go towards the balcony?
Yes.
And looking at photograph B, a close-up of photo ID number 19, why was the photograph of this location taken?
We had located on the doorknob another red stain.
Objection as to we.
Okay.
I.
You did. Okay.
So you located the swab. Did you have a criminalist swab that location?
Yes.
And did they do that in your presence?
Yes.
And did they do it in the same way they did for photo ID number 12, the swabs on the French doors in the living room?
Yes.
And was that swab booked into evidence?
Yes, it was.
And was the swab booked as property item number?
All right, let's take a short break here, and when we come back, more testimony in the Hollywood Obsession murder trial.
Tonight, on Closing Arguments, newly released audio between Jeffrey Dahmer and his father sheds new light into the dark mind of a serial killer. We'll break down the conversations and why, after all these years, this case continues to fascinate the public. Plus, what we learned from today's motion hearing in the case against Karen Reed. We'll bring you the latest developments as this case moves forward.
Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Before we head back into court, let's bring in criminal defense attorney Franz Borgart. Fridays with Franz. Thank you for joining me, for joining Michael. All right, you know, right now, this to me is just standard operating procedure. When you want to get pictures in of a crime scene, you have the detective testifying about them, they come in, the jury gets to see them, it's the entire apartment. You know, I don't think it holds much weight because it simply shows you the different parts of the apartment.
It's just housekeeping, right? Sometimes we will stipulate to certain things. Sometimes we just have to go through the painful steps of going through all this. And you can even tell the way the judge is interjecting that I think to some degree he's just trying to kind of move it along too. So it's necessary. You know, if they don't bring in all this stuff, then there'll be different objections. So this is not the meat and potatoes, but is always a necessary component of any criminal trial.
But I can tell you this, Franz. To me, it seems like the prosecution from the very beginning has put an emphasis on the visuals because they had that really nice 3D sort of rendering of the apartment building just to show and give this jury an opportunity to see what this defendant or what they're claiming this defendant had to go through to get into the place. And then now they're seeing the visuals of the inside of the apartment, which as I'm watching helps me visualize maybe the path that he took and where these confrontations took place, what it looked like. I mean, you can't underestimate how important that is to a jury.
So when I was a prosecutor, guys, when I would go to homicide scenes, I had a decisive advantage over everyone else on the other side because I had actually been there, right? I could see things, I could smell things, and any good prosecutor wants to bring the jury into the crime scene. And in fact, sometimes, guys, we've seen cases where they will file motions to let the jury be there. I think the prosecution is doing an excellent job bringing the jury there and showing them just what was happening, how much space there was, what were the dimensions, where was what. You know, you have urine on the floor in one space, you have a needle in another space. They are bringing them there, and that is important.
Yeah, and I agree, because this is a case where there's a claim of lying in wait as well. So it's important to show the sort of claustrophobia is what I'm seeing when I look at some of these photos.
He trapped her.
Being trapped, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's super important to their case. All right, stand by, Franz. I'm going to take everybody back into the courtroom now. Still on the stand, Detective Scott Masterson. He's a retired police officer, and he's showing various crime scene photos.
I'll come back to that. May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yep.
Looking at a series of photographs, 3 photographs of A through C showing what appears to be photo ID number 20. And this would be marked people's necks in order.
94.
94. Thank you, 94. And just to go back to 93A showing photo ID number 19, was that item described as a swab used to collect red stain from doorknob of French doors located in the victim's second-story bedroom, identified as property item number 5?
Yes.
And I'm just going to write in your presence PI 5 at the very top of this photo.
Close.
Okay? Now going back to 94, photograph A, can you tell us what is shown here?
I would characterize this as a makeup station inside the bedroom, the main bedroom.
And looking at photograph B, why was a photograph of this taken?
Just to document the condition of the makeup table. And then I thought that there might have been some type of fingerprint on the glass.
These photographs were taken by the criminalist?
By the photographer.
By the photographer, I'm sorry. And looking at photograph C, can you tell us what is shown here?
This is a swab.
And was that the swab of that location by where that makeup was located?
Yes.
And you thought maybe there would be fingerprints there?
I thought there might be some fingerprints on the glass, and so I made the decision to have that glass swabbed and then check for fingerprints.
So the swab is for DNA?
Correct.
And then later after, so first you take a swab for the DNA, and then you have people do some other kind of testing for fingerprints?
Correct.
Is that what was done in this case?
Yes.
And the swab, for purposes of DNA, shown on photo ID number 20, was that booked into evidence as item number 36?
Yes.
And some of these locations, once again, you're having them photographed because you don't know if it's relevant or not to the case.
Objection, leading.
Well, I think you stated that before, is that correct?
Yes.
You took a picture of everything you came across mostly because you didn't know whether it was relevant to the case or not.
Correct.
All right, I'll allow it.
Looking at 95, I'm sorry, I have a series of 2
You're
photographs.
96 now. That'll be 96, right?
96.
95, is it 95?
I have 94 with 3 photos.
Right.
Okay, so is this 95?
95.
Okay.
I think I was right.
You're right, it's 95.
95. Looking at 95A, can you tell us what is shown here?
So this is a picture from inside the main bedroom's walk-in closet. This is on drawers or cabinets and shelves area in the closet. And the, as you can see, the bottom drawer is pulled open, so we didn't know if it had been disturbed. So I had it marked and photographed.
Looking at photograph 95B was a swab also taken from that location.
Yes.
And was that booked as property item number 37?
Yes.
Now going back to the bedroom, I have a series of photographs A through C, and this remarked people's number 96.
Yes.
Looking at people's 96, photo ID number, which shows photo ID numbers 22 and 23. Can you tell the jury what is shown here?
So this is the main bedroom of the house. This would be on the right side toward the foot of the bed. I saw on the floor and on this rug some stains, and so I had those areas numbered and photographed.
And so those locations were swabbed?
Yes.
And looking at photograph B, is this one of those swabs for that location? A photo ID number 22?
Yes.
And was that booked into evidence as property item number 39?
Yes.
Looking at photograph C, is that a swab for the location shown on photo ID number 23?
Yes.
And was that booked as property item number 40?
Number 40, yes.
I have a photograph showing the bed, and this remarked as people's 97.
Yes.
Looking at 97, is that a photograph of the bed on the 3rd floor?
Yes, it is.
And is that the condition of the bed when you got there?
Yes, it was.
I have a series of 2 photographs showing a purse on the floor, and this remarks people's 98.
Yes.
And at 98, photograph A, does that show an individual, it appears that they're wearing gloves and looking into a black purse?
Yes.
And is this happening in the bedroom?
Yes, it is.
That's the bedroom with the bed that we just saw.
The main bedroom, yes.
And looking at photograph B, can you tell us what is shown here?
So the detective that was in the previous photograph has removed some of the contents of the purse and has laid it out for photograph.
And there appears to be
All right, we're going to take a break here. And you know the defense is claiming that this was an accident on the balcony? Well, when we come back, we're going to see photos of that balcony. Was a mistake or was an accident even possible? We'll have that next. Keep it here on your front row seat to justice.
Tonight, on Closing Arguments, newly released audio between Jeffrey Dahmer and his father sheds new light into the dark mind of a serial killer. We'll break down the conversations and why, after all these years, this case continues to fascinate the public. Plus, what we learned from today's motion hearing in the case against Karen Reed. We'll bring you the latest developments as this case moves forward.
Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott.
And I'm Michael Ayala. Our coverage of the Hollywood obsession murder trial in Los Angeles is continuing. Scott Masterson, who was a detective with the Los Angeles Police Department, is on direct testifying about the crime scene.
He's going through several photos taken and DNA swabs collected. The photos show you exactly what the apartment looked like at the time, the layout, where the purse was, where it had spilled. Let's get you back into court.
Were all the contents of that first book into evidence?
Yes, I believe so.
Looking at a photograph of a bathroom, we just remarked people's number 99.
Yes.
Show us what's shown here.
This is the upstairs bathroom.
And is this the condition it was in?
When I was there, yes, that's the way it looked.
Now, a few days later, about 3 days later, on February 18th, 2020, did you and other detectives go back there to take certain measurements of that balcony?
Yes.
Looking here at a series of photographs, two photographs showing what appears to be the railing to a balcony with this remark, people's 100 A and B.
Yes.
Can you tell us what is shown there?
So this is a photograph of the balcony off of the main bedroom.
This is like if you're standing in the bedroom and you're facing the balcony, you'll be facing towards the backyard.
Yes, you'd be looking out toward the backyard and kind of to the left.
And looking at photograph B, can you tell the jury what is shown there?
This is another picture taken of the balcony upstairs off of the main bedroom and looking out, and that's kind of the view of the back of the house.
And two other photographs showing a view of looking from the top of the balcony, looking down to the concrete patio. And this remarked people's number 101, A and B.
Right.
Looking at 101A, you tell the jury what is shown here.
Yes, so this is a photograph taken from the balcony and, looking straight down off the balcony down to the ground.
Looking at photograph B.
It's the same type of photograph, but it's kind of turned to the left a little bit. And you can see the corner of the balcony.
I have another two photographs showing the main, showing the balcony. May this remark people's number 102, A and B?
Yes.
You tell the jury what is shown here.
So this is, again, the upstairs main bedroom balcony. And this time it's looking to the right. So you can see the neighbor's roof line in the background. And then there's a tape measure that's laid on the balcony floor that basically runs from the metal railing to the doorway.
So you're taking measurements of the dimensions of this balcony?
Yes.
Looking at photograph B of this exhibit, is this also a photograph showing the balcony and measurements you're taking?
Yes. If the prior picture would be considered the width of the balcony, this is a measurement of basically the length of the balcony.
And you take measurements of the height of that balcony railing?
Yes.
I have two photographs, Your Honor, showing balcony railing, and this remark 103 A and B.
Yes.
All right, looking at 103. Who's the gentleman with the shorter hair on this photograph?
That would be me. Pre-retirement.
And so did you measure the height of that balcony railing?
Yes.
And is that what you're doing here on photograph 103A?
Yes.
And looking at photograph B, you tell the jury what was the height of that railing?
3 feet 5 inches to the very top lip of the railing.
So it was over 3 feet.
Yes.
Now, in this particular case, did you request that syringe that we observed as property item number 21? Did you request for that item to be analyzed, the liquid within that syringe?
Yes, I did.
All right. And did you first send it to the LAPD lab?
Yes, I did.
And what happened with that analysis?
The report came back that it was not a narcotic.
And did you try to continue to try to see if you could determine what was in that what that liquid? What was the liquid in the syringe?
Yes.
And what did you do?
After I was told that the LAPD lab would be unable to do that, I then contacted an FBI agent that the department works with and looked into having the FBI test it.
And did you send property item number 21 to the FBI to be tested to determine what was in that syringe?
Yes.
Okay. And did you obtain results?
Yes.
And were those results that it was nicotine?
Yes.
And when did the FBI return the syringe and 2 vials when they returned it back to you?
Yes.
So when it's returned back to you, this started off as property item number 21. What's the process when you have the items returned from another agency? They've been opened by another agency and now they're being returned to you. What do you do with that?
So the LAPD policy is that once an item is no longer within our control, when it comes back, when we get it back, in this case the FBI lab, I rebook it into LAPD property, but we no longer consider it item 21, the previous item. It is now going to be booked in as a new item number because it was out of our control for a time.
And was that rebooked as item number 65 when you got it back?
Yes.
Now, a syringe found at the defendant's residence, was that also sent to the FBI?
Yes.
Foundation.
Well,
I'll give you a phrase.
established that.
May we approach, Ryan?
Yes.